In our ongoing effort to provide you, the viewer, with an engaging experience, I have decided to forego my traditional trappings of my purple outfit and library setting in favour of a more hip and urban setting. This may or may not be acceptable to my viewing audience, but I wanted to try something a bit different. Now, as many of you may already know, in the early 50s, the United States Air Force put out a filmed statement surrounding the then current dialogue with the public regarding UFOs. An Air Force general made this publicized statement, and it was, in my opinion, not entirely accurate, nor was much of it true. I have therefore taken it upon myself to do a bit of a rewrite of that public statement, if in fact the Air Force had been, at that time, completely honest with the public regarding this topic. And it is that rewritten statement that I shall share with you today. Hopefully you find this enjoyable. And without further ado, here is that rewritten statement. The Air Force's interest in this phenomena is due to our feeling of an obligation to identify and analyze, to the best of our ability, anything in the air that may pose a threat or menace to the United States. We really don't give a damn about anybody else. In pursuit of this obligation since 1937, we have received and analyzed between 1,000 to 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources. Some of these sources are valid, trustworthy individuals, while others have come to us by total whack jobs that are clearly on drugs of some sort. We do not know if they are meth heads, junkies, or users of more exotic psychedelic drugs like LSD, psilocybin, or mescaline. But clearly, these people are on dope. Of this great mass of reports, we have been able to adequately explain in a manner that you, the American public, will buy into and believe. We have been able to tell you that they are hoaxes or erroneously identified friendly aircraft as meteorological or electronic phenomena, or light aberrations, and even the tried and true swamp gas explanation. And you, the gullible American people, have bought into this line of bullshit hook, line, and sinker. And we are quite proud of this accomplishment. We have, in the past, hired various individuals with lots of alphabetic additions to their names to present some sort of facade that we know what we're talking about. However, most of these people were second-rate actors we got at union scale and were paid, by and large, by the CIA through funding of NGOs by way of the USAID organization, which is a literal blank check for all sorts of crazy shit. However, there have been a certain percentage of these reports that have been made by credible observers of some truly incredible things. And it is this group of observations that really causes us problems. And I mean a lot of problems. We have therefore come to one firm conclusion with respect to this remaining percentage. We have no fucking idea what these things are, who has made them, and where they come from. They zoom around in the skies above our heads with complete impunity, and there is simply nothing we can do about it. Our best front-line fighters cannot catch them, and oftentimes these craft merely play games with our fighter pilots before zipping off to the horizon at some unmeasurable rate of speed. We can say that the recent sightings are pretty far out and a bit of a delight to observe, especially after you'd had a couple beers. But we cannot say that any known company or corporation is responsible for their creation. Not Elon Musk, not Jeff Bezos, and certainly not Lockheed Martin and their skunk works. Those guys overcharge us all the time and have been riding on the coattails of Kelly Johnson for decades without much success. Oh, sure, they had some success with the F-117 stealth fighter, but that was only because they had access to the secret recipe for such endeavors that was provided by the Anunnaki via the Greada Treaty that was orchestrated by the Eisenhower administration. These new craft, however, are different. You could look at it like a Chevy as opposed to a Ford Only in this instance, these craft are way beyond a Ferrari or Lamborghini in terms of performance capabilities. If you were in one of these vehicles, you could fly from LA to London in about 15 minutes. So our current arsenal of jet fighters don't have a snowball's chance in hell of even catching these things, let alone attempting to engage with them. So you may well be asking the million-dollar question, what the hell are you going to do about all of this? And the simple answer is quite an easy one, really. Nothing. We shall do nothing about this because we have no way of doing anything about it. These creatures or entities or whatever the hell they are can run circles around us and not even break a sweat. Quite frankly, we're just glad that they seem to be a malevolent race and don't seem to be interested in wiping us out. Because if they wanted to do that, they certainly could, quite easily in fact, and there simply is nothing we could conceivably do about it. So my suggestion to you, the average American citizen, is to just continue along with your everyday existence and buy your groceries and raise your kids and have a brewski or two with your buddies on the weekend over the barbecue and act as if none of this is even happening. Otherwise, you'll end up pulling out all of your hair from anxiety attacks and you'll end up yelling at your children or get in fights with your wife or girlfriend, which could easily end up being something you'll get arrested for and thrown in jail. So just chill, Bobby McGill. Chill and enjoy the show. Just enjoy the show.